Well, I'd say the role of technology in both of those things is fairly central and fundamental. I don't believe modern social landlords will be able to communicate and engage with all of their tenants without some form of technology. I think the notion of engagement and rent collection are also intrinsically linked. I would say the primary motivation behind most people's engagement strategies is to ensure that at the end of the day the rent gets collected. Whether that's operatives, I think the days of operatives being out on the patch, perhaps doing an unnecessary repair and not knowing or even caring what the rent status is, those days have gone. All of that activity needs to be joined together. I think the only way that those activities can be joined together and the right communication be sent to the right people at the right time is with the deployment of the appropriate technology. Well, to put it simply, I think what it really means is that it's going to cost more to collect less income. And rather than focus on the kind of horror stories that are already well documented around the level of arrears that are coming off the back of universal credit claimants, I think we should look at the cost of communicating with those people. There's up to 70% of the population that landlords haven't previously communicated with or engaged with. They're going to have to. Companies like Sky, Bright House, even the utility companies are well versed in communicating with those people for their share of spend. Now, for the landlords to catch up with that, they're going to need a method of communication that is rapid and responsive and scalable for busy periods, but at the same time is cheap enough to be sustainable over the long term. That's a very good question. With Brexit just happening recently and us getting knocked out of the Euros 2016, it's fair to say that we're living in an uncertain world. So that is really the only outlook. But I also think it's fair to say that the government will be keener than ever to prove that the economy is solid, and things like value for money will be right up there, high on the agenda, with the housing associations directly in the firing line. Having said that, I think everybody who works in the sector recognises that there are still some efficiencies to be had. There are also a range of proven technologies out there to help with income collection, whether that's predicting who to chase, using something like Rent Sense by Mobisoft, whether that's expediting the contact and collecting the rent using our own range of services, or whether it's mobile working with applications such as those delivered by First Touch. The fact of the matter is, going forward, proving operational efficiencies is going to be critical.